Welcome to Magical Martes. Let's wait for some members to join. The goal of Magical Martes is to highlight complex tracks at a high level and give members the 411 in a forum where they can ask questions. This week, we're going to be highlighting the career fair. And Myriam Lopez and Bernice Vargas from Sales and Corporate Relations are going to be joining us to share with everyone their journey on how to make the most magical time at convention. While I have Myriam and Bernice to the right, share on the chat where you're joining from. I can go first. I'm joining from Region 2, San Diego, California. Let me send a request to Myriam and Bernice. Oh, there's a lot of background noise. Thank you for letting me know, Region 5. Is the sound better now? Please let me know in the chat. So let me find Myriam and Bernice so I can add them. So I found Myriam. Jen. And now let me find Bernice. Hi.
I was gonna let you know there's a lot of background noise. So I don't know what it was, but you gotta figure it out.
So much. That's the only bad thing about IG Live, that you don't know how you, like, if everyone else can hear you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that actually. That's interesting. But yeah, all good.
Yes. And let's wait for Bernice to join.
I think she just joined, so she might send you a request in 2 seconds.
Oh.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining.
Sure. Very excited.
Hi, Cuddy.
So we can start. We can start by your girls can introduce yourself.
Yeah, Bernice, do you want to go first?
Sure. So hi, everybody. My name is Bernice Vargas Luna. I work on the career fair side for everything that has to do with SHPE National Convention. We're talking career fair, live and virtual. I've been doing the SHPE National Convention. This will be my 5th convention. I'm so excited to just see the growth that SHPE Convention has experienced over the last few years. Seeing it go from all the different cities to now going to Orlando. So exciting. We were just at a site visit a few weeks back. It's great to be in Orlando, see people doing events at the convention center. So we're really excited. Thank you. I'll pass it on to Myriam.
Yeah, hi everyone. So it's great to have all of you here joining us today. So my name is Myriam Lopez. My role at SHPE Nationals is Manager of Corporate Relations and Partnerships. And so what I do is work directly with Monique, which a lot of you may already know and love, and deal with our partners and get them to come to convention and get you all the networking opportunities with them so that you can all land those internships and job opportunities that you're seeking out. For those of you that don't already know me, I actually was a student for SHPE and just graduated from UC San Diego and went to convention in Arizona, went to convention in Cleveland. So a lot of what I'm working with now, Bernice and the team will tell me sometimes it's great insight that I can give because a lot of times behind the scene you don't think about things from a student's perspective, so that's what I'm here for, right, is to assist all of you and be that intermediate in helping your answers or questions get answered and then helping the team better facilitate everything that we do to give you the best experience and to get you these opportunities. So I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. So Bernice, if you want to start so we can share with everyone how to have like the most magical time at convention.
Sure. So we are basically going to outline over the next however long it takes is your attendee journey. How do you going to make this experience at convention the most magical time? And that is our theme this year. And we're really feeling that theme, just like we feel the Ship Familia energy. We really feel like this convention is offering a lot of different opportunities. So we'll just outline the attendee journey. We'll start off by talking about resumes. Myriam, if you want to take that and just kind of go through that journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people that come to convention, it's their first time. So one of the things that I do really want to highlight is resumes. So we do want you to submit your resumes by October 22nd. The reason is because companies start looking at resumes well in before any of the events start, and they start prepping, selecting, and scheduling interviews with people that they feel are qualified for an interview. So that's why we really try to push for all of you to get your resume submitted. So on the website for SHPE National, for convention specifically, there's going to be a tab where you can select the upload my resume, and that will redirect you to the Career Center where you will upload your resume. I highly suggest for you to upload it in PDF form so then the format doesn't get distorted. And once you do so, companies will have access to the Career Center, and they will then be able to look at your resume and then pull you in for an interview if they feel like you're qualified for the position they're looking to fill. And then along with that, oh, sorry, Bernice.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so aside from that, we also want to highlight that we do have a resume review that we're going to be offering for students virtually. It's going to be over the week of it's going to be over the period of 2 weeks. So from October 18th to the 30th, you're going to be able to schedule a time that works for you so that you can have our sponsor, Lockheed Martin, and have one of the representatives look over your resume, give you any updates, and then actually give you like a fresh copy digitally, because you're going to be meeting them virtually, so that you can be all set and ready to submit your best copy up to the Career Center. So we do want you to take advantage of this. It does allow you for more flexibility, and this year we're going to have a lot more limited capacity for resume reviews. Lockheed Martin won't be there in person, and so you won't be able to walk up and get your resume reviewed as we've been able to in other years. So we do want you to take advantage of this virtual opportunity and talk to the representatives directly.
And just to add to that, the resume review went to that virtual process last year. So anybody that attended convention in 2020, as you know, that went all virtual. And so the resume review process was part of that. And it was so successful the way it ran, doing the resume reviews prior to convention. It just helped students out immensely. And so that's kind of the reason why that was kind of changed or kept in terms of the format for this year. So that's great. And just one thing to add to what Myriam just described, when you're uploading your resume, make sure you check off that you're attending 2021 National Convention. Our recruiters are in there looking at resumes, and they're filtering by a lot of different things, including that attendance. So make sure you update that.
Yeah. Also, one thing I want to add for those of you that it's your first time, you may feel a little insecure going up to recruiters and be like, oh my gosh, I don't want them to like critique. They've done this time and time again. It's not like they're going to put you on blast for anything you've done, you haven't done. So don't go into it with any idea that they're going to hold any prejudice against you for not having any experience. They're just there to help you. They really do want to help. So don't be embarrassed and actually do take advantage of this opportunity, because it never feels like you have your most perfect copy, and it never feels imposter syndrome zero. So I just want to really highlight that.
Yep, agreed. So then once we go through the resume process, we definitely want to talk about the online agenda, and that's where everything convention lives. You're going to find that in the ship.org/NC Events 2021. You'll be able to find that link in the chat here in a second. But when you go on there, you click on the top menu, you'll see a lot of options there. You can see sponsors, you can see the agenda, you can see what the safety protocols are, all that great stuff that you need to know to plan your experience in Orlando, or leading up to convention, I should say. And so when you log on there, you click on agenda, and you'll be able to see the agenda by tracks, by day, by time. You'll be able to see the exhibitor list. You'll be able to filter by live and virtual. You can filter by opportunities or majors that they are targeting. And then one little tip that I have to share in terms of searching that I've used in the past is let's say you're searching for one company, you really want to meet with this company, I would go to the search field in that online agenda and just type in that company name, and everything that they're tied to will appear. So it's their company listing, if it's any sessions or workshops that they're presenting, any events that they are sponsoring. And so just make note of that and see where they're going to be and get in front of those recruiters by knowing where they're going to be at convention.
Yeah, and on that same note, I really want to highlight the fact that not the same companies will be virtual that are in person, virtual. So they're both amazing opportunities for you to network with those companies. So definitely check out the ones that you're interested in so you can know whether you're going to be meeting them virtually or you're going to be meeting them in the in-person experience. And it's pretty unique for the virtual experience that they're going to have, well, we'll jump into it. I'm getting ahead of myself.
But that is an important point to call out, Myriam, is that for the virtual, we will have 150 companies that will be participating in the virtual. And some of them are participating in the live as well, but a lot of them are using the virtual as their only access to candidates for this national convention. So it's so great that your registration gives you essentially that access to both, to the virtual sponsors and then the live in person that you would normally have as well.
Yeah, so from here, Bernice, do you think we want to jump into the virtual career first? So
Might as well talk about virtual.
yeah, so just a reminder, the way that we're structuring this conversation is the way that you're going to be scheduling our events, so virtual, in person. So first we'll have the virtual experience lined up calendar-wise, and then after that, then the following week will be the live experience.
Yes. And so speaking of the virtual career fair, so the virtual career fair day will happen Friday, November 5th from 12 to 6 p.m. Eastern time zone. So that will be the screenings that happen on the virtual career fair day with the companies. Prior to that, the week of October 25th, we are going to provide the login credentials. If you indicated that you're attending the virtual event, you'll receive login credentials to log into the Meeting Play platform. It's the same platform provider that we used last year. So again, if you participated last year, a lot of the functionality, screening, and process will be the same. So from October 25th through November 4th, that's basically your timeline to go in there in the career fair, look at the sponsor booths, and start completing those screenings for those companies that you want to screen with on the virtual career fair day.
Yeah,
And
so something that I did want to highlight about that is that companies are going to be able to see if you're accessing their profile. So they're going to have a list of students that are checking out their booths. So they're going to know that you're interested because you're going in, checking their information and such. And so they're going to be taking a look at your account and then looking at your resumes, and then they'll be able to schedule interviews. So we highly do encourage all of you to be checking out those companies that you're really interested in.
And that's important. Let's say you don't get to screen with that company on the virtual career fair day for whatever reason. That company already has your information because you completed that screening and you expressed interest in being there, or at least, networking with them or connecting with them. So they'll receive all of that information post-event, and that helps them with their recruiting efforts after convention as well.
Yeah, because a lot of people will think that if you don't get an opportunity virtually or in person, that they don't keep you in mind, but they really do. You don't know what opportunity can come up later on, that they already have you there prioritized to try to fill in those opportunities later on. So don't feel discouraged, like Bernice said.
And then during that time, between November 1st through the 4th, companies will be able to schedule interviews as well. So those will be virtual interviews, 30-minute one-on-ones that they can schedule within the platform. So once you receive those login credentials, it's going to be important that you log on, that you update your profile, that all your information is up to date so that when you are completing those screenings, that sponsor is receiving all of your up-to-date information. And then once you complete all of that, just check your inbox and make sure you're receiving those notices or those notifications when you get those interview requests.
Yeah, and so I think something important to highlight too is that so far we've mentioned three different important platforms, components. So first is uploading your resume to the Career Center through the SHIP website. The second is map your show. So map your shows where you're going to be able to access company information, if they're virtual, if they're live. And then Meeting Play, that is going to be the platform that you're going to be using if you're attending the virtual career fair, and where companies are going to be looking at your profile and scheduling interviews with you.
We should mention that our visionary sponsor this year is Discover, and Discover will actually be recruiting in the virtual platform. So you'll see them there on Virtual Career Fair Day, November 5th, but you're also going to see them at convention, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But just to close out the virtual conversation is, again, take advantage of that access that you get. Again, it's 150 sponsors that are going to be offering screenings for the Career Fair Day. It's another access that you have to these companies that you might not see in Orlando this time around.
Yeah, and another thing we do want to highlight that it's not really like you're hopping into Zoom and then that's where like the virtual, like it's not that way. The platform that we're using, Meeting Play, is like a very sophisticated platform where you're going to be able to be interacting in ways that other platforms don't allow, and interviewing with them, getting in queues, interacting with company representatives. So I really don't want anyone to think this is a limited experience, because it's a full convention type of experience, right? The networking opportunities that SHIP provides and the connections that we build with these companies have been over so much time that these representatives come to these events and come virtually, and they really do want to connect with you. They're there with the intent to get specifically SHIP people to fill in positions, and they want them at their companies because they see the value in our members. So I do want to highlight that. I also want to highlight that any workshops that have been live, you will be able to access on Meeting Play for a full year. So you will have the recordings on demand in the library for a full year to access them. You will be able to access interviews with these companies. You're also going to be able to participate in the competitions, because those will be mediated, I believe, virtually. So you do get to participate in that. The sponsor showcases will also be on the platform, career resume review, mainly virtual this year. So really do take advantage of our virtual experience that we have to offer for all of you.
Okay. And we made it to Orlando. I think that's our final destination, right? And so now let's talk about once you get to convention and all the great things that are going to happen there, and everything, the magic, we keep seeing the magic. The magic will open or starts on Wednesday at 11 a.m. That's when registration opens. Badge and event materials are going to be picked up as of that date. And so one thing to really call out here is our early entrance lanyard. So as you arrive, you will be given an early entrance day. So for the career fair, it'll either be on Thursday or Friday. So what happens, you'll receive early entrance on Thursday from 10 to 2 or Friday from 10 to 2. After that time, everybody has access, so from 2 to 4 in the career fair. The really nice about thing is it's 2 days of career fair, 10 to 4 both days. In previous year, the career fair on the first day didn't open until 2 o'clock. So people were standing in line for hours before that career fair opened, because we were waiting for that, opening on the career fair and all that buzz and excitement that goes with it. But this year, we're able to split the audience a little bit and give everybody an opportunity to do and explore everything that convention has to offer. And here's when we went down this road and having this conversation with Myriam was able to really give us that insight and say, yeah, I would do this at convention. So Myriam, do you want to talk a little bit about that, how people should kind of plan their day with their early entrance, designation?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the things that was kind of a shock to me going to convention the first and even the second time already knowing is how long the lines were at convention. So say the career fair itself was open, say 6 hours. I'm just throwing a number out there. And I remember after the second hour, I was tired. I honestly felt like I was more obliged to be there because I could be there. And I was like, if I'm not here the full time, like, what if I miss my chance? And so what I was telling the team is that one, lines are going to be a lot shorter. So you're not going to have to be like somewhat wasting your time waiting in line to talk to these recruiters. And the second thing that I really want to highlight is that just because you're not in the career fair doesn't mean it's not an opportunity for you to land an interview and land an internship or a job opportunity. So these companies, they host the workshops. So they're there wanting to teach you these valuable skills and actually getting more like one-on-one time with you, which is why they sign up to lead these workshops. And so an experience that I want to share from when I was a student. So I had my schedule, my interview for this company scheduled before even the career fair started. So that's one, and that's why you have to upload your resumes early. I really want to highlight that. So I knew this company had a workshop because I looked on Map Your Show and I was like, okay, they have this workshop. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna bring my A game. And so I went and I participated and I asked questions. And so afterwards, I went up to talk to a few of them, and maybe like 2 out of 3 or 3, I don't know. A few of them asked me if I had an interview because they wanted to schedule me for an interview. I, at that point, already had one, but obviously I was really thankful that they took notice of me enough to want to schedule an interview with me. So for those people that may think, oh, I'm not going to be at the career for early, like I'm not going to get my chance, like they're all already going to be like, they're still selective of who they want in these positions, right? So if you're qualified, you're going to be qualified and you're going to stand out whether you go an hour or two before, an hour or two after. And you never know, the workshop that you go to in the morning, that could be your chance to land that interview and land that opportunity. So it really comes down to being at the right place and the right time. And I will say, like, there's no wrong place to be at a convention, whether it's a workshop or the career fair. So I really do want to highlight those points that I personally thought were a benefit of splitting up like the people. So you can take the most opportunity out of you being at nationals this year.
And that's great insight. When we heard that, it gives us a picture of the attendee experience, right? What are the things that candidates are going to need? How can we support you with everything that SHPE does? Sometimes we don't have insight to everything. And so getting that from Myriam consistently as we plan for the event, especially for this one, it's a little bit special given what it is, right, the year. Any help that we can get to make decisions is just more helpful for us overall. So, you know, as Myriam said, strategize, plan your day. When you get to convention, figure out what day you have early entrance, and then plan the rest of your time around that, outside of that, what you're going to do during those times, because again, you have free time now to network with all these different recruiters at the different events that they have, and obviously build on your own skills as well. And as we talk about, you know, registration pickup, our visionary sponsor Discover will be there with their refresh and recharge station, so you'll feel them in some way. You'll be able to have a seat, recharge before you get back onto that career fair floor. Then we should talk about the career fair hours. Again, just to highlight, in previous year, the career fair was on Friday and Saturday. So big change this year, it's Thursday and Friday. And so that changes the rotation of pretty much everything. So make sure when you're planning your week at convention that you have that in mind, that the rotation has changed a little bit. And that applies for the hospitality suites as well. Hospitality suites usually run on Thursday and Friday of convention, and this year they're running Wednesday and Thursday. So right from the get-go on Wednesday, when you arrive and pick up your badge and event materials, you'll have things to do that exact same day. You'll have convention readiness session, which is sponsored by Chevron, and then you also have the hospitality suites that start on Wednesday night. So plenty of things to do right when you get that convention.
Yeah, honestly, Discover is coming through with those refresh and recharge because y'all are going to be on your feet all day. And let me tell you, those come in so nicely when you're just tired and you just really want to recharge. I think that's honestly the best word we could have chosen for those stations. And something really exciting about the career for this year is that we're going to be having a resume printing station within the career fair. So that should be pretty cool because it'll give you access to accessing your resumes if you need to make an edit or such. On that same note, I do want to highlight you as students to bring a flash drive with both formats of your PDF, or of your resume, in PDF format, so it's ready to print and such, and in a Word document in case you need to make any edits to your resume while you're there. You get any good pointers from recruiter, anybody, it's accessible to you. So that's a pro tip, I would say, from a previous attendee.
Yeah, and I saw a few people mention when we were talking about resumes that they had already uploaded theirs or they haven't had it reviewed. You have a chance to upload your resume and update that at any time. So if you get it reviewed after, go ahead and upload that, and that'll be the most recent version that the recruiters will have access to. So just because you upload it once, there's no limit as to how many times you can update that.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Bernice and Myriam, for everything that was shared. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to write it on the chat. If not, we can wrap this live.
Oh, also something that I do want to mention before like finishing off on the live experience, we are gonna have a closing ceremony, and that's gonna be Una Noche Encantada. So it's a chance for all of you to dress up and just celebrate the fact that we've grown so much as a community and actually have put a good step forward in getting everyone an opportunity and making space for Hispanics and getting us at these tables where, you know, our voices should be heard and the work that we contribute should matter. So it's never not a reason to celebrate.
And it is Hispanic Heritage Month, so how timely it is to be having this conversation, right? And really taking to heart that mission of empowering lives that, you know, SHPE has, and really taking that for yourself. And so looking at convention, everything that it has to offer, and utilizing all the benefits, the resume upload, the virtual convention, the interviews, and the in-person experience in Orlando.
And if anyone doesn't have any questions, we can wrap things up. But before we do, I do want to say some friendly reminders. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, that town hall meeting for convention safety protocols is going to be happening. And the link for that can be found in our IG bio and also in the newsletter. And another really important reminder is that early bird registration ends this Thursday. So after that, prices are going to go up. So please make sure to take advantage of the early bird price. And also, because of some generous donations of some companies and individual donors, we are now accepting requests for travel and registration support. And the deadline for that is this Thursday as well. And last but not least, we hope to see everyone next week at our next Magical Martes, happening the same day and same time. And the topic is going to be undergraduates, graduates, and community college students. And they're going to be talking about their tracks and how it can benefit for those members to attend the convention. And I think we have a question. Not sure if anyone came out with this, but when inputting work experience, I kept getting a bug on the website.
And is that specifically like it's what is it called? Like a subject, of your resume, right? It's when it splits it up, and that's when you're having like input specific parts of your resume. Is that right? That's what they're referring to?
We'll take this back to our team to figure out if that's what that is, or if it's something else with the input on at SHPE Connect.
Mm-hmm. And what's that email, Bernice and Myriam, that this issue should be emailed to?
They can send it to registration@shpe.org.
Got it. Yeah, so that can be sent to that email.
We'll make sure to make note of it too. Yeah, and let our internal person know. So thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, thank you so much. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining the Instagram Live. See you guys, everyone, next week.
Thank you. Thank you, Alondra, for your help.
Bye, Familia.
Bye.